5 centuries of speculation, Mona Lisa and a new clue. In June 1537, in his will among many provisions, Francesco returned Lisa's dowry to her, gave her personal clothing and jewelry, and provided for her future. Upon entrusting her care to their daughter Ludovica and, should she be incapable, his son Bartolomeo, Francesco wrote, "Given the affection and love of the testator towards Mona Lisa, his beloved wife, in consideration of the fact that Lisa has always acted with a noble spirit and as a faithful wife, wishing that she shall have all she needs." Francesco became an official in Florence. He was elected to the Dodici Buonomini in 1499 and to the Signoria in 1512, where he was confirmed as a prior in 1524. He may have had ties to the Medici family's political or business interests. In 1512, when the government of Florence feared the return of the Medici from exile, Francesco was imprisoned and fined 1,000 florins. He was released in September when the Medici returned. Lisa and Francesco had 5 children, Piero, Camilla, Marietta, and Andrea between 1496 and 1502. Lisa lost a baby daughter in 1499. Lisa also raised Bartolomeo, the son of Francesco, and his first wife Camilla di Marietta Rucellai, who died shortly after the birth. The second wife of Lisa's father, Caterina di Marietta Rucellai, and Francesco's first wife were sisters, members of the Rucellai family. Camilla and Marietta became Catholic nuns. Camilla took the name Sor Beatrice and entered the convent of San Domenico di Cafagio, where she was entrusted to the care of Anton Maria's sister Sor Elvira and Lisa's sister Sor Camilla, who was acquitted in a scandalous visitation by 4 men at the convent, and Sor Alessandra. Beatrice died at age 18 and was buried in the Basilica di Santa Maria Novella. Lisa developed a relationship with Sant'Ursula, a convent held in high regard in Florence, where she was able to place Marietta in 1521. Marietta took the name Sor Ludovica and became a respected member of the convent in a position of some responsibility. On March 5, 1495, 15-year-old Lisa married Francesco del Giaconto, a modestly successful cloth and silk merchant, becoming his third wife. Lisa's dowry was 170 florins and the San Silvestro farm near her family's country home, which lies between Castellina and San Donato in Poggio, near 2 farms later owned by Michelangelo. The modest dowry may be a sign that the Gherardini family was not wealthy at the time and lends reason to think she and her husband loved each other. Neither poor nor among the most well-to-do in Florence, the couple lived a middle-class life. Lisa's marriage may have increased her social status because her husband's family may have been richer than her own. Francesco was thought to have benefited because Gherardini is an old name. They lived in shared accommodation until March 5, 1503, when Francesco was able to buy a house next door to his family's old home in the Via della Schiaffa. Leonardo is thought to have begun painting Lisa's portrait the same year. The family lived in Florence, originally near Santa Trinita and later in a rented space near Santo Spirito, most likely because they were not able to afford repairs when their first house was damaged. Lisa's family moved to what today is called Via de' Peppi, and then near Santa Croce, where they lived near Ser Piero di Vinci, Leonardo's father. They also owned a small country home in Street Donato in the village of Poggio about 32 kilometers, 20 miles, south of the city. Nolto, Gherardini's father and Lisa's grandfather had bequeathed a farm in Chianti to the Santa Maria Nuova Hospital. Gherardini secured a lease for another of the hospital's farms and, so that he could oversee the wheat harvest, the family spent summers there at the house named Cotti Pesa. Lisa was born in Florence on June 15, 1479, on Via Maggio, although for many years it was thought she was born on Villa Vigna just outside Greve, one of the family's rural properties. She is named after Lisa, the wife of her paternal grandfather. The eldest of 7 children, Lisa had 3 sisters, one of whom was named Ginevra, and 3 brothers, Giovangualberto, Francesco, and Nolto. Anton Maria lost 2 wives, Lisa di Giovanni Filippo de Carducci, whom he married in 1465, and Caterina di Maria Russellai, whom he married in 1473. Both died in childbirth. Lisa's mother was Lucrezia del Caccia, daughter of Piero Spinelli, and Guardini's wife by his third marriage in 1476. Guardini at one time owned or rented 6 farms in Chianti that produced wheat, wine, and olive oil and where livestock was raised. Lisa's Florentine family was old and aristocratic but over time had lost their influence. They were well off but not wealthy, and lived on farm income in a city that was among the largest in Europe. While economically successful, there were great disparities in wealth among Florence's inhabitants. Anton Maria di Noldo Guardini, Lisa's father, came from a family who had lived on properties near San Donato in Poggio and only recently moved to the city. Lisa del Giaconto, Italian pronunciation, née Guardini June 15, 1479, July 15, 1542, was an Italian noblewoman and member of the Guardini family of Florence and Tuscany. Her name was given to the Mona Lisa, her portrait commissioned by her husband and painted by Leonardo da Vinci during the Italian Renaissance. Little is known about Lisa's life. Born in Florence and married in her teens to a cloth and silk merchant who later became a local official, she was a mother to 5 children and led what is thought to have been a comfortable and ordinary steady income life. Lisa outlived her husband, who was considerably her senior. In the centuries after Lisa's death, the Mona Lisa became the world's most famous painting. In 2005, Lisa was definitively identified as the model for the Mona Lisa.